What's up, guys? So today we're going to be taking a look at the smallrig tribex tripod in collaboration with PotatoJet. Now, for full transparency, smallrig did send this out and is also sponsoring this video. But that doesn't mean I have to hold back my opinions, because I'm going to tell you everything I love about it and everything I do not like about it, which in fact, I've yet to see anybody talk about some of these things. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so let's talk about what makes this tripod unique. And that's the way it deploys itself. Let me explain. So Gene is a big fan of motorcycles. He's a big fan of speed, and he wanted something that you can deploy very quickly. So they designed, looks almost like a clutch lever from a motorcycle, so that when you press on it, the legs deploy immediately, and no matter the surface terrain, even if it's uneven like this, it's going to be pretty much level. Now, even if I wanted to make micro adjustments, normally I would have to do it here through the head, right? You'd have to unscrew this, move it around, or if you use an active one, you just pull on this and you make an adjustment. Not with this. You use the same clutch lever, you pull on it, you make the adjustment, so right there it's pretty much level. I let go, and there it is. That's pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and talk about the physicality of this tripod. This definitely was designed for outdoors, travel filmmaking, so they made it where it's very lightweight. In fact, the legs itself are made out of carbon fiber, so it's not too heavy. I would definitely say, I wouldn't have a problem if I had to hike with this. It wouldn't be an issue. Now, in terms of the head itself, I would say is pretty well engineered in the sense of it's not really a beginner head. I would categorize it more like intermediate. You've got all of your functionality like pan, tilt controls. You can adjust the settings so that you can make it a little bit tighter, smooth. So overall, I would say it's a pretty decent head. There's also some small little features that I do like. For example, there's 2 screws here that are extra in case you lose them, where you can take them out. It's got a 1/4-20 and also a 3/8. Again, a little nice addition. Towards the back here, you can also adjust the plate. So this takes your standard 501 Manfrotto base plate, but you can also switch it. If I switch this little button here, now I switch it to RS, which means that it's using the RS plates from the gimbal. So if I'm using a gimbal and I want to quickly go from gimbal to a tripod, I won't have any issues doing that. There's also a column located underneath, so this gives you additional height, because as it sits right now, this is as high as it goes, which if you need that little extra reach, you can adjust the column. And another cool feature is that you can also invert this. So if you want to get low angle shots, now your camera is going to sit here. Now, they claim that this supports up to 13.2 pounds. And I think they mean more of the head. But in my testing, we rigged it up with a 20-pound cinema camera. We had no issues. We've all seen the videos, if you follow PotatoJet, where he's hanging from this tripod, holding his weight. So in terms of weight-wise, I really wouldn't worry about it. This is an area where I think that it was definitely over-engineered. Now, as I mentioned, you can invert the head, and it's actually very easy. You push on this little button down here, which releases this little tool. And it's also useful because it's got a little Allen key, which you can adjust the tripod if you need to make those adjustments. A lot of times when you use them after a while, things just start to get loose. And then after you do that, you just pull on this column and then you invert it this way. Very easy, it doesn't take too long. And then taking that same tool, you just push on it here, you push on the button, and then it locks it into place. So now it's not going anywhere. And then you relock everything. So it's not bad. It doesn't take that long. Like I said, it probably took me 10-15 seconds, and now I can get an inverted shot. So I've been using this tripod quite a bit. I really, really like it. Again, I love the size, the weight. Overall, in terms of feature sets, in comparison to what's out in the market, I think this is the most complete travel tripod out there. Yes, there's tripods that are smaller and lighter, but they're missing a lot of those key features. Versus this one, I feel like as an overall package, you're getting a lot. However, there are some quirks, and we need to talk about them. Now, usability is something that's very important to me, and this is where this tripod starts to fall apart. And I don't mean literally. I mean just the way you access things. I don't feel like they really thought it through. Let me give you an example. First of all, if I want to take my camera out, there's a button right here, and as you can see, it's so close to the body that it's almost very uncomfortable to do. Not to mention, it blocks 95% of the cameras out there, the battery door. Now you're gonna say, Armando, why don't you flip it? Sure, I can flip it, but technically I'm using the tripod backwards, and that's okay, but here's another problem. You have this. I gotta loosen this up on this side, and then I gotta push a button on the opposite side. So here, gotta do this, and then release it. Now, if we go to the Sackler as an example, right? Which is funny because Gene actually brought me to this tripod and he's the one that showed me. And by far, this is my favorite tripod. Now, let me say something. This is not the same. This is a travel tripod. This is a production tripod. But an example of that, I'll show you. If I lock this into place, right? If I want to take it off, very simple. I usually do this with a top handle. I loosen this up, I push this button right here, and then I release the camera. It's that simple, and it doesn't block the battery door. So that little small thing annoys me because, again, even if I flip it on this side, I'll show you, okay? It's still a wonky operation. I loosen this up. Oh, hold on. Now I gotta go. I don't like that. Now, something else, as great as this quick deployment system is, there's a big flaw, and I think some other creators have even brought this up on their YouTube videos. I think mine is even worse. When you push on this and you want to make it settle, so let's say, for example, I want to go now and take off. If I pick up the, hold on. Let me do that again. Hold on. Okay, let's go. Did you see that? I literally have to wait here, so I have to do this. Even after I let go, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Okay, now I can pick it up. There's like this lag delay that as soon as you do this and then you let go. But for me, it's more annoying when I'm ready to go and I do this again. I'm like, all right, I'm done, let's go. And then I go, yeah, I really, it's one of those things where I have to sit here and then, okay, let's go. Now, something else that I found that was a little bit wonky is this whole column mechanism. Not the column itself, but the way you operate it. Now, let me show you. I don't feel not a lot of people have talked about this. Is the way this works is you have to pull this out. So you pull this out, then you loosen it like this. As you're loosening this, you have to pull this up, and then you would think that you would just let go and then tighten it. No, you can hear it grinding actually, watch. You hear it grinding. That's how I thought it would work. No, you actually have to pull this out, turn it, and keep locking it. Once you lock it, you let go. And I feel like a lot of people probably won't know that and they'll just keep grinding and grinding. So longevity-wise, I'm not sure how useful that is, but just the whole entire where I'm like, okay, I have to hold this, pull this as I'm pulling this, hold on, pull. It's like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. There's gotta be a better way to do this. I don't really think they really thought this through. Oh wait, I have to lock it. Let me pull this. Like, it makes me not wanna use the column just because of that. I don't wanna sound like I'm nitpicking, but something else is the bubble level. Now there's two of them, but they're not very accurate. In comparison to the Sackler, that thing is precise. And I'll demonstrate. Look, I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even looking at the bubble level. There's no way I can see it. And just by looking at the camera, like, okay, that is bubble right there. I bet you it's bubble. Look at that, dead on. Come on. That's BS. There's no way that I can just look at a camera and bubble it. It's just not gonna happen. That's what I mean. Like, no matter if I move it just slightly, like, there it is, it's bubbled again. I wish they would have just put one, but one that works really well. So after using the smallrig tribex tripod now for some time, I will say, I do like it despite some of the annoyances that I've had with it. For its intended purposes, which is a travel tripod, it works really well. I mean, it's lightweight, it's portable, and the deployment system is pretty damn cool and very useful. Now, if they can just fix those small little details, maybe in a V2, I think this tripod is gonna be killer. So this is my little small mini review on the tribex tripod. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. My name is Armando. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.